So if you remember, the last time we were in class, we talked about the law of sines right here. Talked about how the law of sines helps us identify side length and angle measures of triangles that are not right triangles. We wrote it two different ways. If you remember, I said this way right here was best if you were looking for an angle, and this way right here was best if you were looking for a side. So it's very helpful when we're looking for an angle or a side. Today, I want to talk about this thing called the law of cosines. Law of cosines is just another way to help us figure out how to find side length and angles of a triangle that's not a right triangle. So to start off, let's look at this right here. I'm going to look at this problem right here that says find AC. With knowing what we know with the law of sines, first thing, like I talked about before, let's label the triangle. Across from angle A, we're going to call this side A. Across from angle B, we're going to call this side B. Across from angle C, we're going to find this side B. So to find angle AC, we want side B. Using the law of sines, we would say B over the sine of 123 degrees. Then what we wanted to do is we want to find an angle and a side that we know both of. Well, if I look at A, I don't know angle A, but I do know side A. C, I don't know angle C, but I do know side C, but I don't really have a way to figure out those two angles. So I can't set that equal to something else without that knowing. When I look over here at the next one, find the angle of measure B. Again, angle of measure B, that angle right there, I would put sine of B over its opposite side, which is 24. But then again, I'm looking, I don't know these other two angles, and I have no other way to figure it out. So we can't use the law of sines to do this. If you notice right here, I know, let me change my color here. But I know we have a side, we have an angle, and we have a side. So we have what is called a side angle side situation. And right here, I know all three sides and nothing about the angles. So I have what is called a side, side, side situation. These two different kinds of situations, if we have those two different kinds of situations, we cannot use the law of sines. We've got to use what is called the law of cosines. So the last time we were in class, we figured out how to come up with the law of sines. To come up with the law of cosines, you've got to use this beautiful picture here, but we're not going to worry about it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you the law of cosines. Last time you were in class too, I gave you a half sheet of paper that had some special right triangles on it. On the back, I asked you to write the special right to the law of sines on the back of it. Also, may not be a bad idea to write these on the back of this. I know there is 6 different equations here, but they really are all the same thing, just organized in different ways. And again, how we broke up the law of sines using angles and sides, we can do the same thing here. These 3 right here are helpful when we're looking for a side. And these 3 right here are helpful when we're looking for an angle. And really, we just have to know what we're looking for, and it's really just, these are really just kind of plug and chug type formulas. And in the next 2 videos, we'll see how those 2 formulas work.